House will come to order. Members, please register. Have all members registered? A quorum is present. The House and Gallery will please rise for the invocation, which will be offered by Senior Pastor Reagan Cooksey from Northside Baptist Church in Huntsville, sponsored by the Honorable Trey Wharton of Walker County.
Mr. Speaker, normally in a situation like this, I like to preach and take an offering, but I'll pray instead. Would you pray with me? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed is your name. I come this morning in behalf of this distinguished group of men and women, which I'm honored to stand with this morning as your representative. Those who stand in these places today, Father, are elected by those who are in their homes to come and represent them in the great state of Texas. God bless this body with your presence and your wisdom. I pray that you'll be with the helm of this vessel, blessing Speaker Barrow. Give him, Lord, your wisdom and your courage, and may that you give him be passed along to the colleagues in this building that govern the great state of Texas. God, I pray that this body will follow the wisdom of the Bible, where Jesus Christ himself said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you." I pray that this body would collectively seek your kingdom and your wisdom, making it a priority while realizing that the only decisions that are made under your guidance are right for Texas. Father God, I thank you for allowing me to pray this morning to this group and for them prior to the scheduled activities for the day. I thank you for securing this opportunity for me through my representative, Trey Wharton, who stands in the gap for District 12. It was your preacher, A.J. Gordon, from years ago, who reminded us of the importance of prayer when he said, "We can do more than pray after we have prayed, but we cannot do more than pray until we have prayed." God, may prayer be a priority in the minds of all your people. Better yet, God, may our relationship with you through Jesus Christ be a constant prayer matter, not only a priority, but also help us make our relationship with you the very paper upon which we write our priorities of our life. May your kingdom come. May your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. May this, Father, be our collective resolve. In the precious saving name of Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, who is the only hope for Texas, for the United States of America, and indeed for our world. Amen and amen.
The chair recognizes the Honorable John McQueenie of Tarrant County to lead us in the pledges of allegiance to the United States and Texas flags.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, guests in the gallery, please join me as we salute our flags. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag.
Let me get a picture real quick. The chair is pleased to recognize Dr. Laura Neatfeld from San Antonio as the Doctor of the Day. Members, please join me in helping welcome our Doctor of the Day to the Capitol. The chair will now hear excuses for absent members. Please excuse Ms. Garcia of Bexar County because of important business in the district on motion of Representative Campos. Please excuse Mr. Schoolcraft because of important business in the district on motion of Mr. Richardson. Please excuse Representative Luther for today and the remainder of the week because of an illness on motion of Representative Tinderholt. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. So ordered.
Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Doorkeeper,
Mr. Speaker, I have a messenger from the Senate at the door of the House.
admit the messenger.
Mr. Speaker, I'm directed by the Senate to inform the House that the Senate has taken the following.
Chair recognizes Mr. Hunter for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members. Mr. Speaker, I move that the House grant permission for all committees and subcommittees to meet while the House is in session pursuant to their committee postings or recess motions. For purposes of this motion, committees and subcommittees scheduled to meet or reconvene today upon final adjournment or recess or during bill referral, if permission is granted, or authorized to convene upon adoption by the House of today's adjournment motion.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. So ordered. Mr. Guerin moves to defer the reading and referral of bills to the end of today's business. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. So ordered. Members, can I have your attention? The chair recognizes Mr. Guerin for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Tomorrow morning is the panoramic photo, so please be at your desk in your seat by 9:30 so we can get that done and then start at 10. 9:30 tomorrow morning, panoramic photo. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
All right. Members, can I have your attention for a few other announcements? First off, join me in wishing happy birthdays to both Jay Dean and Sergio Munoz. Today is their birthdays. Also, members, beginning today, the resolution suspension and recognition list may be accessed on your Surface Pro laptops in the House chamber through FAS, the Floor Amendment System, or CAP Central. Instructions for accessing the list were placed on your desk yesterday. Texas Legislative Council support staff are available on the floor if you need assistance. Members, we have a memorial recognition. Please take your seats. The chair recognizes Ms. T for recognition.
Mr. Speaker and members, several sessions ago, I had the privilege of serving with the Honorable Mayor, Congressman Sylvester Turner. I'm here to announce the passing of Sylvester Turner today. The family has asked for privacy. The daughter's having to travel to Washington, D.C., where his remains still is there. And we all remember him when he was a member of this body. And I'm asking you not only for the privacy of the family, But this is a time for those who do know how to pray for the family, for strength, for their endurance through this process. The good thing, during his lifetime, he had an opportunity to see a grandchild. The baby, I don't think, is quite a year old. But he used to tell me, occasionally when I talked to him, on my way going to work, Sophronia, I stopped and see that grandbaby. And when I could return home, I stopped and see that grandbaby. So he was very fond of it. This should be a wake-up call for all of us. Every day we on this earth, each one of us is charged with the responsibility and the duty to live right, to live justly, to look out for our fellow man, and to serve our God. We can't buy time, no matter how much influence we have, and no matter how much money we have. But we can work toward peace, and we can work toward those things that God has asked us to do. Let us keep him and his family in prayer. And as we get more information, we'll share that information with you all. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Wu.
Thank you, members. I'm devastated. Sylvester was more than just a colleague for me. He was my advisor. He was my mentor. He was my personal hero. When I started, not even as a legislator, as a staffer, back in '05, there were only two names that I knew before coming to the work here, and that was Zinfonia Thompson and Sylvester Turner, because they were people who were outspoken for fighting for their communities and defending the poor and the working class and anybody who got stepped on. My favorite picture from all my years in the legislature will still always be from my first session. It's me sitting down next to Sylvester at his desk on the floor, working on a bill, looking for points of orders. To Ashley and the rest of the Turner family, thank you so much for sharing such an amazing person with us. Thank you for everything you've sacrificed and given. To Sylvester, you're my brother, and I'll always love you.
As the person who currently sits in the seat that the Congresswoman Sylvester Turner sit in, I wanted to say words of thank you to the family as well, and to his winning legacy, his legacy of service. I was a freshman at the University of Houston when I first heard the congressman speak, and he has been my inspiration since then to serve the Houston community. He always did his service for the community, for his Acres Home community that he loved so well. He would always brag about being from the 4-4. And I just wanted to say to the family, thank you again for sharing him with us, because his dedication and his sacrifice did not go unnoticed. And I want to continue his legacy in the House. Thank you.
All right. Members, join with me in observing a moment of silence for our friend, Mr. Turner. Thank you, members. The chair recognizes Mr. Paul for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I just wanted to make sure I make an announcement. If you missed the Ash Wednesday service in the auditorium, that if you would just text Jennifer Allman, she will come meet you and make sure that you get ashes to celebrate Ash Wednesday. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The chair recognizes Mr. Martinez for a motion.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to suspend all necessary rules, take up and consider H.R. 415.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 415 by Martinez, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as City of Alamo Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. Martinez to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today I am honored to celebrate Alamo Day here at the Texas Capitol. Whereas located in Hidalgo County in the Rio Grande Valley, Hidalgo, Alamo was incorporated in 1924 with over 100 years providing this wonderful community to so many people that have visited over the years. The city of Alamo is home to over 20,000 people, and its economy benefits from healthcare, educational services, retail, and distribution industries. Today on the dais, we have joining us Mayor J.R. Garza, Mayor Pro Tem Roel Moreno Jr., Commissioner Oki Salinas, Commissioner Pete Morales, and Commissioner A.J. Garcia. I would also be remiss if we did not recognize the City of Alamo up in the gallery with City Manager Bobby Salinas, Assistant City Manager Alex Rangel, Leah Yaderes, Frida Renata, Art Aguirre, Michael Torres, Lieutenant Adriana Cano, Sandra Chavez, our Fire Chief R.C. Flores, Police Chief Saul Solis, and Judge Celia Garcia, and one of our favorites, Judge Albert Garcia. Members, let's welcome this fine community to the Texas House. And I move adoption.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair is none, so ordered. Chair recognizes Mr. McLaughlin for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to consider H.R. 389.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair has none. The rule is suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 389 by McLaughlin, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as Frio County Day at the state capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. McLaughlin to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today I'm proud to be joined by Judge Rochelle Camacho and 2 county commissioners and leadership from Frio County in the gallery to recognize March the 4th, 2025 as Frio County Day. Please give them a warm welcome to the Capitol. Named after the Frio River, Frio County is defined by its rolling plains, diverse vegetation, and rich soil that has supported agriculture for generations. The county was officially established in 1858 from portions of Atascosa, Bexar, and Uvalde counties. Due to its location in the Eagle Ford Shale region, the county has experienced significant economic development over the years. Frio County is also renowned for its thriving wildlife and premier hunting grounds, which spans 675,000 acres. The industrious residents of Frio County have much to be proud of, and I'm honored to represent them. Members, please join me in recognizing the leadership of Frio County as we celebrate Frio County Day at the Capitol. Thank you. Move for adoption.
All right, members, you've heard the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Chair recognizes Mr. Lozano for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 62.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair has none. Rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 62 by Lozano, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as Kleberg County Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. Lozano to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I'm honored to be up here today to celebrate Kleberg County Day. On the dais, we have Kleberg County Commissioner Chuck Schultz, Kleberg County Commissioner Marcus Salinas, Kleberg County Judge Rudy Madrid, Kleberg County Clerk Sonny Barrera, and the Texas A&M University Kingsville Chief Workforce Development Officer Dr. Jeffrey West. Members, Kleberg County is a very bright spot in the state of Texas. Tremendous history, home to the King Ranch, home to some of the first water wells in the state that actually helped save the King Ranch during a long drought in South Texas. History is repeating itself, members, and this region is going to continue to be revitalized through new water purification techniques. It's a cutting-edge technology, members, in a rural part of Texas, and I'm so proud to have Kleberg County Day and to have great people from Kingsville, Texas here with us today in the gallery. Members, please help me welcome Kleberg County to the Texas Capitol. Move passage.
The question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair has none. The resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Ms. Garcia Hernandez for a motion.
Thank you, Speaker. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 512.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair is none. Rules suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 412 by Garcia Hernandez, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as Capel Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Ms. Garcia Hernandez to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today is Capel Day at our Capitol. Located just north of Dallas, Capel is home to 41,000 residents and has been recognized at the state and national level from the National Recreation and Park Association, the American Planning Program, and as a winner from National Night Out. Capel is also home to Capel ISD with 13,000 students strong, serving communities in Capel, Dallas, Louisville, and Irving. We also have the Capel Chamber of Commerce with us today, representing over 2,000 businesses, 30 corporate headquarters, and nearly a dozen Fortune 500 companies in Capel. On the dais today, we have Capel Mayor Wes Mays, City Manager Mike Land, Capel Chamber of Commerce Chairman Sam Reed, Capel Chamber CEO Ellie Braxton, and Capel ISD Superintendent Dr. Brad Hunt. In the gallery, we have members of the Capel Chamber of Commerce, Capel ISD, and Capel City Council. Please stand. Members, please join me in saying welcome to your Texas Capitol. And now, Ben, you have anything to say? Sure. You want to say? Okay, great. And here's my friend Ben to give it some additional words.
Thank you,
Chair
Mr.
recognizes
Speaker,
Mr. Bumgarner.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, City of Capel, thank you for being here. Enjoy your day, and I look forward to seeing you all later on. Chamber, welcome. You guys enjoy your day today, and if you guys need anything, we're here for you.
Thank you, Speaker. Move passage.
The question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. So ordered. Chair recognizes Ms. Morales for a motion.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider H.R. 448.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair has none. Rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 448 by Morales of Maverick, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as City of Pecos and Reeves County Day at the state capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. Morales to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this is a day that we're waiting for. We have a mascot up there also, just so you can see it. Today, it is my honor to welcome and recognize Reeves County and the City of Pecos from far west Texas out in the Permian Basin to their Texas capital. On the dais, we have Reeves County Judge Leo Hung, Mayor Teresa Winkles, Pecos City Councilwoman Vanetta Seals, and Pecos City Councilman Conrad Saldana. Those in the gallery, will you please stand up for a round of applause from Reeves County? Founded in 1884, Reeves County was originally founded as a camp for cattle drives traveling up the Pecos River. Now Reeves County is a bright spot in House District 74, literally because they are the largest producer of natural gas in the state of Texas. Every time we turn on the lights, that we heat our homes or go about our daily lives, I want you to think about Reeves County and all the work done out there to keep Texas moving forward. Reeves County is also a home to Balmorhea State Park, which boasts the world's largest spring-fed swimming pool where you get the chance to swim, snorkel, relax, or even scuba dive. So if you're looking for a place in far west Texas to scuba dive, Reeves County has you covered. Not to be hyperbolic, but without Reeves County, this state would not be where we are today, and we would not be able to continue and grow and prosper without them. Members, please join me in welcoming Reeves County to their Texas capital. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Move passage.
The question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair has none. The resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Diallo for recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today we recognize Spiral, the Spring Branch program for improved reasoning and accelerating learning. This outstanding program at Benwood Elementary, the elementary I attended many, many years ago, challenges and develops the next generation of leaders by fostering critical thinking, problem solving, and intellectual growth in gifted students. Each week, 900 students step into an environment that pushes them to think deeper, lead with confidence, and engage in complex ideas. Please join me in welcoming the students, educators, parents, supporters of Spiral as we celebrate their dedication to shaping Texas's future. House District 133, and welcome to my left up here in the gallery, welcome to the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. Frank for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 437.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none and the rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 437 by Frank, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as Wichita Falls Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Representative Frank to explain the resolution.
All right, thank you. Members, Wichita Falls is a great place to live. I know everybody's proud of their hometown, as I am of mine. We are the home of Shepherd Air Force Base that trains half of the personnel in today's Air Force. It also is the home of Midwestern State University, part of the Texas Tech system that is literally, in my opinion, the prettiest college campus in the state. It is an amazing place to live with fantastic people. I'd like to recognize a few of them here today. The Mayor, Tim Short, was not able to get in the gallery, but I do have County Judge Jim Johnson, if you'd stand up. Some of y'all may recognize Jim Johnson as County Judge, but he was my Chief of Staff for 9 years in this building until he decided he did not want to keep coming back. So thank you for your service. Also have Dr. Donnie Lee, the Superintendent of Schools. We've got Paul Menzies, the Assistant City Manager, Ron Kitchens, the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, and a bunch of others from Wichita Falls. If you're from Wichita Falls, please stand up. Members, if y'all would join me in recognizing them and welcome them to your state capitol. Sorry. Yeah. I move adoption.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? The chair hears none and the resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Hunter for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend all necessary rules, take up H.R. 252.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none and the rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 252 by Hunter, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as Port Aransas Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. Hunter to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, now when you get ready to go next week, Port Aransas, the capital of spring break, is here. They're ready. The shrimp is there. The oysters are there. And Tuya will not be there. How about that, everybody? I want to thank Port Aransas for being here. They're a great, great community. I've represented them since 1989. That's before Denise and AJ were born. That's how long. Really? Let me tell you a few things. Up here, I want you to wave your hands. We've got my great friend, the mayor, Wendy Moore, and her city council and Mayor Ray. And then we had County Judge Connie Scott and Commissioner Brent Chesney, who used to work both. Connie was a state rep. Brent worked in the Capitol all these years. Raise your hand. Sharon McKinney, who testified yesterday in public ed, and her board members are here. Raise your hand up there. Joellen, you're hidden with that red shirt up there, so watch out. Also, Georgia Neblett, Sally, and Ed, who are all connected with the University of Texas Marine Science Institute. Thanks. David Persons, who lets his wife do good commercials, is up there, our City Manager. I'm a little concerned that AEP's up there, Denise and AJ. Make sure the power's still on for spring break. Brett, raise your hand, and all the chamber folks that are up here. Thank you. And Wendy, is your daughter up there? There she is. There you go. But anyway, we've got that great community. Thank you all for being here. Great to have Port Aransas Days. JM, come over here. JM needs to talk to Duncan, the JP, with his past, Georgia. Just kidding. But anyway, it's great to see everybody. Thank you, members. Move passage.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Hunter for a motion.
Oh. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And members, please listen to this number. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up H.R. 444.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 444 by Hunter, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as Texas State Aquarium Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. Hunter to explain Resolution 444.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members. And today is Texas State Aquarium Day, and we want to thank everybody in the gallery, Jesse Gilbert, Jennifer Vela, Justin Sefik, Emma Gilbert, and Dr. Blow. We want to thank all of the Texas State Aquarium when you all need. AJ, you know, Denise, of course, JM, and Ryan. Come down and see our area state aquarium. They're great. They do a great job. And everybody, please come down and visit us in the Coastal Bend. I move passage.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Money for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 433.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 433 by Money, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as Hunt County Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. Money to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If you have traveled here from Hunt County, please stand at this time. Chairman Hunter, Hunt County is a great place to live, but I wouldn't want a spring break there. Is that right? Members, it's with great pride and honor that I stand before you today to recognize the incredible strength and spirit that made Hunt County exceptional. Hunt County is not just a place, but a community. A community built on the values of hard work, kindness, and unity. From the charming small towns to cities with rich history, Hunt County is a place that offers something for everyone. From our schools to our small businesses, our farms to our neighborhoods, the people of Hunt County are hard at work. But that's not all. What truly makes Hunt County stand out is its people. The citizens of Hunt County make it exceptional. It is in the spirit of cooperation, generosity, and resilience that Hunt County continues to thrive. That is why I'm honored to welcome a group of people here that are very special to me because they come from the place that I call home. On behalf of myself and members of the body, I would like to welcome Shelly Corrales, the CEO of the Greenville Chamber of Commerce, on her birthday. Mayor Jerry Ransom of Greenville, Dr. Joe Lopez, Superintendent of Greenville ISD, Dr. Denise Morgan, Superintendent of Campbell ISD, Summer Spurlock, the City Manager of Greenville, Howdy Lisenby, City Manager of Commerce, and Alicia Hooks, the General Manager of the first municipally owned electric utility in Texas. And a number of other businesses and community leaders who are here in the gallery. I'd also like to take a moment, I don't think they've arrived yet. Has Greenville Christian School arrived? No, well, Greenville Christian School is a place that I call home. It's where I went to my primary and secondary education, and they're gonna be here later, so we'll welcome them when they arrive. we're fortunate to have all of you here today. Members, please join me in recognizing the citizens of Hunt County as we celebrate March 5th as Hunt County Day. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move adoption.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Ms. Lopez of Cameron for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We have the great city of Harlingen visiting us today. If you're here from Harlingen, please stand up. Harlingen. Mr. Speaker, members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider H.R. 405, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as Harlingen Day at the state capitol.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H&R number 405 by Lopez of Cameron, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as Harlingen Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Ms. Lopez to explain the resolution.
Whereas many proud residents of Harlingen are gathering in Austin today to celebrate Harlingen Day at the state capitol. Whereas since its founding in 1904, Harlingen has flourished as a center of commerce, culture, and connectivity in the Rio Grande Valley. Its vital infrastructure, including the Port of Harlingen and Free Trade International Bridge at Los Indios, positions it as a key gateway for regional and international trade. In addition, Southwest Airlines has been instrumental in the growth of Valley International Airport, enhancing Harlingen's role as a major hub for business and tourism. Runway expansions and other recent upgrades have further strengthened its capacity for both passenger and cargo transport. Whereas Harlingen is committed to distinguishing itself as a leader in higher education and workforce development, Texas State Technical College and the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley prepare students for careers in technology, healthcare, and other crucial industries. In addition, the city is a regional leader in the medical field, ensuring access to quality care and advancing education as a home of the Valley Baptist Health System, Harlingen Medical Center, Suclinica, and the UTRGV Regional Academic Health Center. Moreover, the local small business community fosters creativity and innovation. Whereas, known for its warm climate and natural beauty, Harlingen draws numerous outdoor enthusiasts to its world-class birding sites, and it hosts the popular Rio Grande Valley Birding Festival. Visitors and residents alike enjoy exploring cultural landmarks, among them the Iwo Jima Monument and Museum, and the revitalized historic downtown. Whereas residents of Harlingen take great pride in their city's diverse heritage while continuing to build on its many achievements of the modern era. And it's indeed fitting to honor the contributions they have made to the story of the Lone Star State. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the House of Representatives of the 89th Texas Legislature hereby recognize March 5th, 2025, as Harlingen Day at the state capitol, and we extend this visit to our great delegation. We wish you to have a great day and memorable as you enjoy your stay in Austin. And today in the gallery, I want to recognize Harlingen Mayor Norma Sepulveda, Harlingen City Commissioner Fort Kinsley, Harlingen City Commissioner Daniel Lopez, UTRGV Executive Veronica Gonzalez, Harlingen EDC Director Orlando Campos, Harlingen City Manager Gabriel Gonzalez. Members, please help me give a warm welcome to the leaders here today that represent the great city of Harlingen. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Kane for recognition.
Marianne. Greetings. Mr. Speaker, members, Deer Park Chamber of Commerce recognition. Members, today I rise to recognize the Deer Park Chamber of Commerce for its outstanding contributions to our local economy and community. The Chamber plays a vital role in supporting businesses, fostering economic growth, and enhancing the quality of life for the citizens of Deer Park. Also, of course, I want to extend my sincere appreciation to Paula Marash, the Chamber President, for exceptional leadership. Her hard work, along with the dedication of the Chamber's members, continues to strengthen our city as a great place to live, work, and do business. So, Deer Park Chamber of Commerce, please stand up in the gallery to be recognized. Where are you guys at? Deer Park Chamber.
Up there.
They're behind us. Okay, howdy guys, welcome. Members, please join me in welcoming the Deer Park Chamber of Commerce. Thank you.
The chair recognizes Mr. Paul for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 393.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 393 by Paul, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as University of Houston Clear Lake Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. Paul to explain the resolution.
Mr. Speaker, members, I appreciate the opportunity to talk about a great institution in our district, the University of Houston and Clear Lake. U of H Clear Lake has been founded in 1971, has been an outstanding member in our community to provide the education resources that we need for engineering community as well as our students. Hopefully there's a lot of NASA folks going to school there, getting engineering degrees, getting stuff. So it's good to have them in our community. We also, about 10 years ago, made them a 4-year institution, and the growth that this institution has provided our area has grown tremendously since we've been able to do that. The campus has grown to have a beautiful campus and just fantastic opportunities of what this organization has provided for our region. So with that, y'all want to make a comment? No. Mr. Speaker, I move adoption of the resolution.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Ms. Perez of Harris for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to suspend all necessary rules and take up and consider House Resolution 330.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 330 by Perez of Harris, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as IMPA-CT Pasadena Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Ms. Perez of Harris to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, it is my honor to welcome Impact Pasadena to the Capitol. Impact Pasadena is a community leadership program within the Pasadena Chamber of Commerce. I ask that everyone visiting the Impact Pasadena in the gallery please stand and be recognized.
Can you see U of H Clear Lake is here?
Thank you for your commitment to bettering our community. We appreciate you being here today. Welcome to your state capitol. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I move adoption. But before I move adoption, let's take it back. So University of Houston Clear Lake, will you also please stand and be recognized? Thank all of you for being here and welcome to your state capitol.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the resolution is adopted. Members, please take your conversations outside the rail and give Mr. Busey your attention. The chair recognizes Mr. Busey for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I hope you'll consider joining me up here. If you look up in the gallery, today is Special Olympics Day at the Texas Capitol. If Special Olympians want to stand up, we'd love to recognize you. Show your power here at your building. Thank y'all. Members, Special Olympics is committed to the mission of providing year-round sports training and athletic competition in a variety of Olympic-type sports for children and adults with intellectual disabilities, giving them continuing opportunities to develop physical fitness, demonstrate courage, and participate in a sharing of gifts, skills, and friendship with their families, other athletes, and the community. Special Olympic Texas serves over 60,000 athletes, has over 26 athletic disciplines, has over 230 annual competitions, and almost 7,300 volunteers from across the state. If there's a sport you like, Special Olympics probably has a competition for it, and you probably have a connection to an athlete, parent, coach, or volunteer. With us today, we have several schools represented, including Veterans Memorial Early College High School, Hannah High School, Southwest High School, Hendrickson's High School, Lone Star Elementary, Hitchcock High School, Brazosport High School, Nimitz High School, Lubbock Cooper High School, Grape Creek Middle School, Wiley High School, Rivera Early College High School, Friendship High School, and Eula High School. Also, we have in the gallery the board chairman, Pete Carey, and CEO Tim Martin with us today, as well as staff of Special Olympics and their always amazing partners, many members of law enforcement with them today as well. Mr. Speaker and members, please take a moment to help me welcome Special Olympic Texas to the Texas House of Representatives. Welcome to your house. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The chair recognizes Mr. Anchia for recognition.
Thank you, members, and we're so grateful that Chairman Busey recognized all the high schools. Forgot one really important one, which is Midway High School, that is also here. Let's give them a round of applause.
The chair recognizes Ms. Morales of Harris for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. It's my pleasure to welcome the high school seniors from the George I. Sanchez Charter School in Houston. Woo! These young, bright minds from my district are visiting the state capitol. Would you give me my phone? To explore the rich history and learn about the legislative process. We wish them a wonderful visit and hope they find this experience both educational and inspiring. Please stand and welcome to your state capitol. Woo!
The chair recognizes Mr. Bojani for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I'm proud to welcome the Zoroastrian community to their state capital. For those of you who may not know about this community, this is one of the oldest religious communities in the world, representing a tapestry of cultural heritage and spiritual wisdom. I want to take a quick moment this morning to acknowledge the significant contributions of the Zoroastrian community in Texas and beyond. Their presence enriches the cultural diversity and strength of our great state. They are here in the gallery today at this time, and they're here, and I also ask those in the community to stand up, which they're already doing. Thank you, and let's give everybody a warm round of applause, please. The Zoroastrian Association of Houston, established in 1976, has been a beacon of community service and spiritual leadership, proudly opening North America's first 24-hour wood-burning fire Atash Kadeh in 2019, a sacred site for worship and community gathering. Similarly, the Zoroastrian Association of North Texas, founded in 1989, continues to foster a strong ties supporting the growth and integration of Zoroastrian families in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Through the Federation of Zoroastrian Association of North America, FEZANA, our Zoroastrian communities across the North America coordinates efforts to maintain their cultural identity while contributing significantly to the societies in which they live. Fezana serves as a testament to the Zoroastrian community's diversity and growth in the Western diaspora, fostering unity, mutual respect, and cooperation among its members while promoting the principles of goodness, truth, reason, benevolence, implicit trust, and charity towards all mankind. As we stand here today, let us commend the Zoroastrian community for their enduring legacy and continued contribution to the state of Texas and beyond. May we continue to support and celebrate the diversity and strengthen our collective fabric. I hope that you enjoy the Zoroastrian Day at the Texas Capitol and are able to advocate for your rights. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members.
The chair recognizes Mr. Wharton for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 411.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there objection? The chair hears none and the rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. number 411 by Wharton, recognizing March 5th, 2025 as Texas Ambulance Association Legislative Day at the state capitol.
The chair recognizes Mr. Wharton to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today I have the privilege of welcoming the Texas Ambulance Association to the Capitol as they gather for their legislative day. Since its founding in 1981, the TAA has been a driving force in advancing emergency medical services across our state. Their dedication to improving ambulance transportation and advocating for stronger EMS resources is critical to ensuring the safety and well-being of Texas. To the EMTs, paramedics, which I have a soft spot for because my son-in-law is a paramedic, and ambulance providers who serve our communities every day, thank you for your commitment and sacrifice. Your work is truly life-saving. It is an honor to recognize the Texas Ambulance Association today, and I extend a warm welcome to all its members here at the Capitol. Please join me in welcoming them to the Capitol.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there objection? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Wharton for recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm honored to welcome the Anderson-Shiro CISD Advisory Group to the Texas Capitol. Anderson-Shiro CISD is a proud 3A district serving nearly 1,000 students between Huntsville and Bryan College Station. With a focus on their motto, Building Champions, the district fosters innovation and opportunity, ensuring students are prepared for bright futures. Your advocacy and dedication to education make a real difference, and I appreciate your efforts to strengthen our schools and communities. Welcome to the Texas Capitol.
The chair recognizes Ms. Jones of Harris for a recognition.
Mr. Speaker, members and guests, I have the privilege and honor of welcoming and recognizing Yolanda C. Richardson. Where is she? There she is over there. Who is the president and CEO of the Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids, a position she has held since July 1st, 2023. The Campaign for Tobacco-Free Kids is a leading advocacy organization dedicated to preventing and reducing tobacco use and its deadly consequences, both in the U.S. and globally. Before becoming CEO, Ms. Richardson served as Executive Vice President of Global Programs from 2009 to 2023, where she led tobacco control efforts in over 60 countries. She played a pivotal role in Bloomberg initiative to reduce tobacco use and expand the organization's global reach by launching the Global Advocacy Incubator in 2014. That incubator has since supported various public health issues, including food and nutrition policy, health system strengthening, and injury prevention. Ms. Richardson holds a master, get this, she's super educated. She holds a master's of public health from Columbia University, a Juris Doctorate from Yale University, and a summa cum laude Bachelor of Arts from Dillard University. She is also a proud member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Yolanda C. Richardson to the Texas House.
The chair recognizes Ms. Zwiener for recognition.
Mr. Speaker, members, please take a moment with me to honor the courageous men and women who are fighting fires across the state of Texas right now. Yesterday, the state responded to 41 different fire starts, all occurring within a 5 to 6 hour period yesterday as we experienced extreme weather. And this is only a fraction of the fires that occurred statewide, many of which were handled locally. Of the 41 fires that the state responded to, approximately half of those reached 100% containment by end of day yesterday, again, because of the tireless work of our firefighters. The other half of those fires, unfortunately, still remain active, including in many of our districts. An estimated 4,400 acres have burned across these 41 fires as of last night. While over 280 structures were threatened but saved, 33 structures were lost. And over 300 homes were evacuated across impacted areas, and local jurisdictions stood up 6 shelters to care for residents. We, as the Texas House, want to thank the local firefighters, the Texas Forest Service, and Texas Department of Emergency Management for their incredible work under the worst fire conditions that we have seen in the last year. While we get a break today with lower winds and higher humidity, by Thursday and Friday, we will be back to the same high fire weather danger. We want to encourage Texans to continue taking all measures to prevent wildfires, including making an emergency plan, avoiding activities that cause sparks, and following all instructions from your local emergency officials. Texans can visit texasready.gov for wildfire tips, tfsweb.tamu.edu for safety information, and tdem.texas.gov to report damage from wildfires. Thank you again, members, so much for helping me recognize these firefighters and keeping your thoughts with them as they continue to work to protect our communities in dangerous conditions.
The chair recognizes Mr. Bojani for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I'm honored to invite you all to an iftar dinner that a few members have already been invited to. I'm hosting it tonight with your spouses. It's at 6 p.m. at Clay Pit. Let's share a meal and break bread together. Again, you should have received an invitation, but if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Thank you, members and Mr. Speaker.
The chair recognizes Ms. Simmons for an announcement.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Lauren Ashley Simmons, the chairwoman for the Texas Labor and Workforce Caucus, and I have with me my vice chair in the House. And we're just encouraging everyone to join our caucus so we can get to work on issues that matter for working people in Texas. It is a very easy process to join. Simply send my chief of staff an email, or you can see me with the QR code and you can join that way. Would love for y'all to be a part. It's bipartisan, bicameral, and we want to work together for solutions for working people in Texas. Thank you so much.
Members, the Speaker's desk is clear. If you have any announcements, please bring them down front. Ms. Thompson moves that the House adjourn pending the reading and referral of bills until 10 a.m. Thursday in memory of Congressman Sylvester Turner of Houston. Is there objection? The chair hears none, and the House stands adjourned pending the reading and referral of bills.
Mark, we good?
Following bills and resolutions on first reading and referral to committee, the clerk will read the bills and resolutions.
HB 24 by OR relating to procedures for changes to zoning regulations or district boundary, refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 33 by McLaughlin relating to active shooter events and other emergencies, including certain accreditations of law enforcement agencies that respond to such emergencies, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 36 by Bowers relating to the monitoring of certain family violence offenders, for the provision of resources for family violence victims and collection of information about conditions of the bond imposed on the family violence cases and certain other criminal cases, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 37 by PLISA relating to parental palliative care provided by certain hospitals as a perennial palliative care grant program, as a perennial palliative care hospital recognition program, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 39 by Lopez Aber relating to the information of data regarding the incident of veteran death in the state, refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 736 by Flores relating to certain procedures of civil suits brought by local government or certain other persons for violations of certain under laws, under jurisdictions or rules adopted and orders permitted issued by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 737 by Howard relating to the use of dynamic message signs for Keep 'em Safe Texas Gun Storage Campaign, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 738 by Gervin Hawkins relating to the creation by the Texas Historical Commission of a program to identify and restore Rosenwald school structures, refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 739 by Schofield relating to the rate at which interest accrues in connection with which a deferral and abatement of the collection of ad valorem taxes of certain residents and homesteads, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 740 by Wale relating to the eligibility of certain students enrolled in a post-secondary educational institution for supplemental nutrition assistance benefit programs, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 741 by Gervin Hawkins relating to the procedures for the removal of certain children and the managing conservatorship of the Department of Family Protective Services and monetary assistance providing by the Department of Family Protective Services to certain relative or designated caregivers, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 742 by Thompson relating to the human trafficking prevention, including training for first responders, disclosure of human trafficking information by certain healthcare facilities, and the protection for facility employees who report human trafficking, for the Committee on Public Health. HB 743 by Bernal relating to the Justice Municipal Court's attorney in order to defendant confined of jail time for failure to pay a fine or cost or a contempt of authority of municipality to enforce the collection of certain fines by imprisonment by the defendant, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 744 by Busey relating to daylight savings time, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 745 by Fasut relating to the exemption from a jury service for certain crime victims or close relatives of deceased crime victims, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 746 by Lalani relating to an e-cigarette or tobacco use prevention and cessation program established by the Department of State Health Services, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 747 by Bella Montgomery relating to the adoption of certain plumbing codes by the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners, refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 748 by Leach relating to the enforceability of certain non-disclosure and confidentiality provisions with respect to an act of sexual abuse committed against a child, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 749 by Leo Wilson relating to the notice provided by food service establishments serving shrimp imported from outside the United States, refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 750 by Swanson relating to the changing of the eligibility for community supervision and parole for certain repeat intoxication offenders, refer to the Committee on Corrections. HB 751 by Cortez relating to the acceptance of gifts, grants, and donations by the Texas State of Insurance and the Office of Public Insurance Counsel for Employee Training or Education, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 752 by Gervin Hawkins relating to a grant program for the preservation and restoration of an education regarding certain landmarks and buildings important to African American history in this state, refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 753 by Gervin Hawkins relating to the offering of certain high school courses for which students may earn college credit, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 754 by Thompson relating to human trafficking prevention, including training for medical assistance, disclosure of human trafficking information by certain healthcare facilities, and protection for facility employees who report human trafficking, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 755 by Spiller relating to certain requirements applicable to certain public entities that engage in lobbying, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 756 by Renal relating to the requirements for revision of character and an open enrollment charter school, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 757 by Wale relating to the Medicaid eligibility of certain women following a pregnancy, refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women's Health of Children. HB 758 by Shaheen relating to the requirement that an armed security officer be present at school district campuses, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 759 by Bumgarner relating to the creation of temporary educator certificate for educators certified by the other states, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 760 by Harrison relating to the references to the people's money in state documents, publication notices, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 761 by Leo Wilson relating to fee waivers for certain hunting and fishing license for honorably discharged veterans, refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreations, and Tourism. HB 762 by Leach relating to severance pay for political subdivision employees and independent contractors, refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 763 by Kane, relating to the repeal of provisions authorizing certain taxing units for the year following the year in which a disaster occurs to adopt an ad valorem tax rate that exceeds the voter approval tax rate without holding an election, or to approve the adopted tax rate, making conforming changes. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 64 by Basu, relating to the increasing the minimum term of imprisonment and changing the eligibility of community supervision, mandatory supervision, and the parole of persons convicted in non-intoxication manslaughter. Refer to the Committee on Corrections. HB 765 by Jones of Harris, relating to the liability insurance certain peace officers obtain and damages resulting from officers' misconduct. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 66 by Cortez, relating to the ballot applications requirements for the election of a precinct chair. Refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 767 by Bella Montgomery, relating to the designation of the portion of State Highway 249 in Montgomery County as the Paul P. Mendez Memorial Parkway. Refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 768 by Bernal, relating to the credit services organizations and extensions of a consumer credit facilitated by credit service organizations, increasing a criminal penalty. Refer to the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 69 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to the grant program for neighborhood organization pedestrian infrastructure administered by the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. Refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 770 by Lalani, relating to prohibiting a sex offender from possessing a firearm. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 771 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to a single common course numbering system for the transfer of course credit among public institutions of higher education in this state. Refer to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 772 by Howard, relating to immunization data included and excluded from immunization registries. Refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 773 by Moody, relating to the authority of a court to grant a communication for punishment for certain individuals serving a term of imprisonment. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 774 by Harrison, relating to a municipal account of ad valorem tax relief. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 775 by Frank, relating to the participation by non-enrolled students in the University Interscholastic League-sponsored activities. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 776 by Leo Wilson, relating to the definition of an eligible school district for purposes of the study of the school district property values conducted by a comptroller of public accounts. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 777 by Wale, relating to the places a public employer may provide for employees to express breast milk. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 778 by Leach, relating to a required health benefit plan coverage for gender transition, adverse effects, and reversals. Refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 779 by Basu, relating to the margin of error to be used by a comptroller of public accounts in connection with the property value study to determine the local value of a school district that is valid. Refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 780 by Cortez, relating to the period of continuous eligibility for medical assistance program. Refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women's Children's Health. HB 781 by Bernal, relating to the certain pools public school instructional requirements for prohibitions and incorporation of certain instructional activities as part of student coursework. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 782 by Thompson, relating to the transfer of a protective order. Refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 783 by Lalani, relating to civil liability for an online impersonation. Refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 784 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to the grant program for municipal pedestrian infrastructure administered by the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs. Refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 785 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to the adoption of a healthy and safe school water plan by public schools. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 786 by Jones of Harris, relating to a justice court security in certain counties. Refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 787 by Leo Wilson, relating to authorizing the Texas Department of Transportation to provide battery service to a vehicle transported on the Galveston Port Boulevard Ferry, authorizing the fee. Refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 788 by Schofield, relating to daylight savings time. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 789 by Swanson, relating to requiring parental consent for psychological, psychiatric examination, testing, and treatment conducted in school district personnel. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 790 by Spiller, relating to the amount of expenditure made by certain political subdivisions for which a competitive procurement method may be required to be used. For the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 791 by Cortez, relating to the issuance of Cyprian Catholic High School specialty license plates. Refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 792 by Bernal, relating to the expansion of eligibility for Medicaid in certain counties under the Federal Patients Protection and Affordability Care Act. For the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women's Children's Health. HB 793 by Thompson, relating to the confidentiality of certain personnel of an applicant for a person to be protected by a protective order. For the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 794 by Harrison, relating to limitations on the enforcement of certain occupational regulations. Refer to the Committee on Delivery of Governmental Efficiency. HB 795 by Johnson, relating to the punishment for the offense of aggravated assault. Refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 796 by Bella Montgomery, relating to the Texas Sovereignty Act. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 797 by Leach, relating to the discipline of judges by the State Commission on Judicial Conduct and the notice to the legislature of certain reprimands. Refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 798 by Wally, relating to certain rights and duties of residential tenants and landlords, increasing the amount of civil penalties, refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 799 by Moody, relating to the release of personal bond or certain offenses charged of a misdemeanor or state jail felony, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 801 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to the application for funding of certain workforce development programs, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 802 by Leo Wilson, relating to the approval of beach access and use plans by the Commissioner of the General Land Office, refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 803 by Goodwin, relating to the monthly amount of longevity pay for state employees, refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 804 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to the creating of abbreviated educator preparation programs for certification and marketing education and certification in health science technology education, refer to the Subcommittee on Academic and Career-Oriented Education. HB 805 by Cortez, relating to the study of the Public Utility Commission of Texas and the interconnection of electric transmission service facilities with the United Mexican states, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 806 by Bella Montgomery, related to designating July as American Pride Month, refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 807 by Bernal, relating to the expansion of eligibility for Medicaid to certain individuals under the Federal Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, refer to the Committee on Appropriations. HB 808 by Goodwin, relating to certain criminal offenses concerning firearm sales at gun shows, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 809 by Thompson, relating to the execution of a waiver of citation by digitized signature in a suit of a dissolution of marriage, referred to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 810 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to the requirements for hearings and meetings conducted by the University Interscholastic League, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 811 by Spiller, relating to the applicability of lobbyist registration requirements to a person who provides legal services to a political subdivision, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 812 by Reynolds, relating to minimum wage, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 813 by Cortez, relating to the health benefit plan coverage for treatment of autism, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 814 by Bernal, relating to the expansion of eligibility for Medicaid to certain individuals under the Federal Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act, refer to the Committee on Appropriations. HB 815 by Harrison, relating to documents required to be posted on the Legislative Budget Board's internet website in connection with the Appropriations Bill, refer to the Committee on Appropriations. HB 816 by Jones of Harris, relating to the licensing and regulation of youth sports programs, providing civil and administrative penalties, authorizing fees, refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 817 by Kane, relating to the determination of a voter majority vote in certain elections, refer to the Committee on Elections. HB 18 by Swanson, relating to designating certain substances of a Schedule IV controlled substance under the Texas Controlled Substances Act, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 819 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to the functions and duties of the University Interscholastic League, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 820 by Howard, relating to the eligibility of certain students enrolled in post-secondary educational institutions for supplemental nutrition assistance program, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 821 by Bernal, relating to the establishment of grocery access investment fund program, refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women's Children's Health. HB 822 by Reynolds, relating to the requiring of certain employers to provide a paid sick leave to leave employees, providing administrative and civil penalties, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 823 by Thompson, relating to the recovery of exemplary damages based on compensable death under the Texas Workers' Compensation Act, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 824 by Jones of Harris, relating to the inclusion of civics instruction in public school government curriculum requirements for high school students, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 825 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to the implementation of certain rules regarding public school accountability adopted by the Commissioner of the Education or the Texas Education Agency, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 826 by Lalani, relating to monitoring air contaminant emissions in certain counties, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 827 by Howard, relating to the use of grant money awarded to reduce workplace violence against nurses, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 828 by Bernal, relating to the creation of certain criminal offenses concerning firearm sales at gun shows, authorizing a fee, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 829 by Harrison, relating to the text of a ballot propositions that increase taxes, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 830 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to the administration of the University of Interscholastic League, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 831 by Schofield, relating to the interlocutory appeal of certain orders regarding the constitutionality, effect, or enforceability of a statute, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 832 by Gervin Hawkins, relating to the procedures regarding hearings and meetings held by or involving a University Interscholastic League, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 833 by Moody, relating to credit towards the defendant's sentence and time confined in jail or prison before sentencing, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 834 by Bernal, relating to limiting the locations where a person may carry a firearm other than handgun in certain counties, creating a criminal offense, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 835 by Thompson, relating an unlawful employment practices with respect to compensation and wage history, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 836 by Lalani, relating to establishing a minimum wage-based wage for certain personal attendants under Medicaid and other programs administered by the Health and Human Services Commission, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 837 by Howard, relating to the instruction for barbers and cosmetologists on identifying and assisting victims of domestic violence, referred to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 838 by Reynolds, relating to the interconnection of the ERCOT power grid to grids outside the ERCOT power region, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 839 by Basut, relating to limitation on the percentage of state lottery money paid as prizes to winning ticket holders, refer to the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 840 by Spiller, relating to the removal, relocation, altercation, or construction of certain monuments, memorials, or designations located on public property, authorizing a civil penalty, refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HB 841 by Bernal, relating to requiring certain employers to provide paid sick leave to leave who employees providing administrative penalties, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 842 by Lalani, relating to a study and report on burying power lines in the Gulf Coast region, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 843 by Harrison, relating to certain general definitions in the Code Construction Act, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 844 by Thompson, relating to authority or municipality of county to request a hearing from the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality relating to the construction of a concrete plant, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 845 by Howard, relating to the authority of a pharmacist to furnish certain medications, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 846 by Lalani, relating to the parental leave policy for certain school district classroom teachers, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 847 by Harrison, relating to the prohibition of funding the gender reassignment, referred to the Committee of State Affairs. HB 848 by Moody, relating to the criminal penalties for possession or delivery of marijuana concentrate, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 849 by Vasut, relating to the authority of a county board park commissioners to hold a meeting by video conference call, refer to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 850 by Lalani, relating to the availability of automatic external defibrillators and a cardiac emergency response plan to public schools and certain private schools in this state, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 851 by Schofield, relating to the determination and reporting of the number of residence homesteads of certain property owners on which the owners are receiving certain ad valorem tax benefits, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 852 by Thompson, relating to the air quality permits for concrete batch plants located in certain areas, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 853 by Reynolds, relating to the issuance of air quality permits to certain facilities located in non-attainment area, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 854 by Garcia Hernandez, relating to a payment of the replacement cost of lost or damaged property under a homeowner's, renter's, or condominium owner's insurance policy, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 855 by Harrison, relating to promoting, prescribing, administering, or dispensing prescription drugs for off-label use, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 856 by Lalani, relating to the policy regarding the maintenance, administration, and disposal of medication for respiratory distress by public and private schools, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 857 by Moody, relating to requiring certain persons prohibited by law from owning, possessing, or controlling a firearm to dispose of firearms owned, possessed, or controlled by a person, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 858 by Thompson, relating to the date on which certain persons placed or deferred at adjudication committee supervision are eligible to file a petition for an order of a non-disclosure of criminal history record information, refer to the Committee on Corrections. HB 859 by Reynolds, relating to the establishment of the Texas Environmental Justice Advisory Council, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 860 by Lalani, relating to requirements for subscription service contracts providing a civil penalty, refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 861 by Howard, relating to the procedure for certain complaints against healthcare practitioners, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 862 by Harrison, relating to the labeling, advertising, and sale of products as zero emissions, refer to the Committee of Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 863 by Lalani, relating to senior independent living communities providing civil and administrative penalties, refer to the Committee on Human Services. HB 864 by Thompson, relating to the procedure for an application for a writ of habeas corpus based on certain new evidence, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 865 by Moody, relating to the civil liability arising from a firearm hold agreement, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 866 by Reynolds, relating to the creation of Climate Change Impact Assessment Council, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulations. HB 867 by Jones of Harris, relating to the dismissal of criminal case by the attorney representing the state, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 868 by Howard, relating to educational informational materials provided through the Thriving Texas Families Program, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 869 by Lalani, relating to the review and revision by the state's classification officer of information and the position classification plan regarding state information technology positions, refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 870 by Thompson, relating to the requiring of the corroboration of certain testimony in a criminal case involving a controlled substance, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 871 by Reynolds, relating to the residential and commercial building codes of municipalities, refer to the Committee on Land and Resource Management. HB 872 by Harrison, relating to the burden of proof in certain derivative proceedings, referred to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 873 by Wilson, relating to air quality permits for aggregate production operations in concrete batch plants, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 874 by Goodwin, relating to the required licensed firearms dealer to report certain sales or transfers of multiple semi-automatic rifles to law enforcement, creating a criminal offense. Refer to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 875 by Spiller, relating to workers' compensation insurance coverage and bid bonding requirements for small municipal construction zones. Refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HCR 6 by Leo Wilson, designating Galveston as the official Juneteenth capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 7 by Tepper, designating September 29th as Veterans Foreign War of the United States Day for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HCR 8 by Flores, directing the Texas School for the Deaf to name its middle school gymnasium the Robert Rives Gymnasium. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HCR 9 by Morales of Harris, designating the first Saturday of every month as Small Business Saturday for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HCR 10 by Cortez, designating May 23rd as Family Abduction Awareness Day for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HCR 11 by Bella Montgomery, directing the Texas Department of Public Safety to consider opening a driver's license mega center. Magnolia, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HCR 12 by Leo Wilson, designating September as Deaf Awareness Month for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Human Services. HCR 13 by Kane, calling the federal government to conduct an unbiased and comprehensive investigation of the origins of the SRS virus. Refer to the Subcommittee on State-Federal Relations. HCR 14 by DeRazio, urging the federal government to declare foreign drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HCR 15 by DeRazio, urging the federal government to support the construction of the Eastern Mediterranean gas pipeline. For the Subcommittee on State-Federal Relations. HCR 16 by Schatzline, affirming the fatherhood is essential to the development of all children. Refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HCR 17 by Cole, directing the Texas Facilities Commission to name the new state building being constructed in Phase 2 of the Texas Capitol Complex Master Plan at the northwest corner of Congress Avenue and 15th Street in honor of Texas Congressman and State Representative Mickey Leland. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HCR 18 by Lalani, designating May as Muslim Heritage Month for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 19 by Gonzalez of Dallas, directing the Texas Facilities Commission to name the building being constructed in Phase 2 of the Texas Capitol Complex Master Plan at the northwest corner of Congress Avenue and 15th, the Irma Rangel Building. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HCR 29 by Lopez of Cameron, designating April as Counseling Awareness Month for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention in Women's and Children's Health. HCR 33 by Kane, urging Congress to propose and submit the states for ratification to the Keep 9 Amendment in the U.S. Constitution. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HCR 34 by Cole, designating Pflugerville as the official trail capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 35 Borodaz, urging Congress to amend the Internal Revenue Code to make spaceports eligible for tax-exempt private activity bonds. Refer to the Subcommittee on State-Federal Regulations. HCR 36 by Dutton, expressing support for designating January 19th as Confederate Freedom Day. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 37 by Schaffner, designating Nacogdoches as the official garden capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 38 by Dutton, expressing support for designating January 19th as Confederate Freedom Day. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 39 by Pearson, designating Rockwall County as the official marriage capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 40 by Gerties, urging Congress to reimburse the state of Texas for border security costs incurred under Operation Lone Star. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HCR 46 by Baumgartner, designating January 12th as Nathan Gage Ingram Day for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HCR 47 by Cook, designating the fourth Thursday of March as Tuskegee Airmen Commemoration Day for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HCR 48 by Baumgartner, designating Roanoke as the official unique dining capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreations, and Tourism. HCR 50 by Leo Wilson, designating Galveston as the official Mardi Gras capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 51 by Hefner, demanding that Congress reimburse the state of Texas for the costs incurred in securing the southern border. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HCR 55 by McLaughlin, redesignating Poteet as the official strawberry capital of Texas over a 10-year period in 2035, ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreations, and Tourism. HCR 56 by Harris Davila, designating May as Necrotizing Enterocolitis and Breastfeeding Awareness Month for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention in Women's and Children's Health. HCR 57 by Lowe, clarifying that the 1972 ratification by the 62nd Texas Legislature second called session of the proposed 1972 Equal Rights Amendment in the Constitution of the United States was only valid through March 22, 1979. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HCR 58 8 by Isaac, redesignating Dripping Springs as the official wedding capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 59 by Isaac, redesignating April as Promise Month for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 60 by Hunter, requesting that the Lieutenant Governor and Speaker of the House to create a joint interim committee to study domestic violence in Texas. Refer to the Committee on House Administration. HCR 61 by Hunter, requesting the Lieutenant Governor and Speaker of the House to create a joint interim committee to study human trafficking in Texas. Refer to the Committee on House Administration. HCR 62 by Hunter, requesting the Lieutenant Governor and Speaker to create a joint interim committee to study suicide prevention in Texas. Refer to the Committee on House Administration. HCR 63 by Hunter, requesting the Lieutenant Governor and the Speaker of the House of Representatives to create a joint interim committee to study the development of a cruise industry on the Texas coast between Calhoun and Cameron counties. Refer to the Committee on House Administration. HCR 64 by Curry, designating the first full week in April as Gifted and Talented Students Week for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Public Education. HCR 68 by Harrison, expressing support for the repealing of the 16th Amendment in the United States Constitution. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HCR 69 by Harrison, expressing support for the repeal of the 17th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HCR 70 by Guillen, redesignating Jim Hogg County as the official vaquero capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 71 by Guillen, designating LaSalle County as the wild hog capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 72 by Schaffner, designating Newton County as the official forest capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 74 by Schaffner, designating Carthage as the official country music capital of Texas for a 10-year period in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 75 by Schaffner, designating Hemphill as the official bass fishing capital for Texas for a 10-year period in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 76 by Lauterbach, urging the federal government to curb the mass importation of foreign shrimp into the United States. Refer to the Subcommittee on International Relations. HCR 77 by Longoria, urging the U.S. Department and State of the United States section of the International Boundary and Water Commission to take appropriate action to ensure that Mexico complies with the 1944 treaty regarding shared water resources. Refer to the Subcommittee on State Federal Relations. HCR 78 by Lujan, designating September 16th as Lone Star Santa's Charities Day for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Human Services. HCR 79 by Leo Wilson, urging Congress to propose and send to the states for ratification a constitutional amendment to clarify that the states and the Congress may reasonably regulate and limit in spending money to influence campaigns, elections, and ballot measures. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HCR 80 by Wharton, designating Brenham as the official ice cream capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 81 by Schaffner, designating Milam as the official gateway capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 82 by Raymond, urging the U.S. Congress to propose and submit to the states for ratification a federal balanced budget amendment to the United States Constitution. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HCR 83 by Schaffner, designating Rusk County as the official syrup capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 84 by Schaffner, designating Pineland as the official lumber capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 85 by Bojani, designating March 15th as the day to combat Islamophobia for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 86 by Hayes, designating Denton as the official Halloween capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 87 by Smithy, designating Amarillo as the official ranch rodeo capital for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 88 by Lowe, commemorating the 250th anniversary for the battles of Lexington and Concord. Refer to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendars. HCR 89 by Hefner, designating the cannon as the official state gun of Texas. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. HCR 90 by Capriglione, expressing support for strengthening our partnership with Israel and for the creation of Texas Trade and Investment Office in Israel. Refer to the Subcommittee on International Relations. HCR 91 by Lowe, commemorating the 250th anniversary of the adoption of the Declaration of Independence. Refer to the Committee on Local and Consent Calendar. HCR 92 by Collier, designating the fourth Thursday of March as the Tuskegee Airmen Commemoration Day for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HCR 93 by Schaffner, designating Nacogdoches as the official garden capital of Texas for a 10-year period ending in 2035. Refer to the Committee on Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. The following resolutions are being referred to the Committee on Local Consent Calendars. H.R. 364 by Collier, H.R. 391 by Harris. The following resolutions by Curry are being referred to the Committee on Local Consent Calendars. H.R. 394 through H.R. 396, H.R. 397 by Ashby, H.R. 398 by Morales-Shaw, H.R. 399 by Munoz, H.R. 400 by Meyer. The following resolutions by Bojani are being referred to the Committee on Local Consent Calendars. H.R. HR 401 through HR 404, and HR 408 through HR 410. HR 406 by Olcott, HR 407 by Olcott, HR 413 by Smithy, HR 414 by Smithy. The following resolutions by Spiller are being referred to the committee in local consent calendars: HR 416 through HR 420 and HR 421, HR 417 by Manuel, HR 418 by Guerra, HR 419 by Lauterbach, HR 422 by Flores, HR 423 by Meyer.
Pursuant a motion previously adopted, the House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. Thursday.